Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming in this rainy evening. And so you got your test 1 grade, right? How was their test 1 grade? Happy? Okay, for test 2 and upcoming, maybe will not be that easy and if you do not understand the course content. I leaked out already almost all questions that will be in test 2 during my last few lectures, okay? In order to do well in your test 2, you must practice programming. There is nothing that you will remember, you will memorize. You will memorize the concept, what is an abstract class, right? And then how it works, and then how to declare a method and as an abstract, how to declare a class and abstract, how to extend or inherit a class, how to override a method, how to overload a method, okay? And I discuss also some polymorphic expression, which statement is true or false. That depends on the existing class, not in real life. Whatever you know ahead in context, maybe that might not be true. For instance, a cow is an animal we know in a real life. But if you do not have a cow class, right, then you cannot say a cow is an animal. You must have declared a concrete or complete cow class, right? Similarly, if you have a goat class that inherits some properties from an animal class, then you can say all goats are animal. But that will depend whenever you get your question. You will be said that based on the given this class and this class, this class, this class. You have to look at what are the elements of this class, what are the measures of this class. There is nothing to memorize for the upcoming test. And another thing that, okay, for pseudocode, people who write pseudocode, so you will not be able to write pseudocode for your test 2 and upcoming test. And in our pseudocode guideline, I asked them to make some changes. They are going to make those changes. Let me see if they have done it or not. One of my major concern was using the back arrow for assignment operator. I was telling them using equal sign is enough. Sometimes people take more time. It takes more time to write in backslash, right? And people, I see that for some one-line process, people wrote like something like this. Instead of making arrow, they wrote like this. This is a major equal operator, right? Completely different from this. So that I asked them to replace, and you can use equal sign for writing pseudocode, but for upcoming test you are not allowed to write pseudocode, because writing pseudocode would not help. And sometimes maybe you have seen that writing pseudocode takes a lot of things to write. For every method you have to start, and for every method you have to keyword you have to write in all in uppercase. This seems to me like incomplete. For instance, for this one or something method, especially for class declaration, you need to write whole page to declare a class using pseudocode, but that takes sometimes half of a page in actual code. Another thing is that in this course is designed that you would learn object-oriented programming in C# and Java perspective, okay? So I think some of you may understand that you are taking Java lab, so you will be practicing only Java here. No, you are taking C# lab, so you will not be learning Java here. No, this course does not have any relation with your lab course. I do not teach any lab course, but still I get email from some of you. My professor, give me an extension for my assignment. Do I teach any lab course? So then how can I give an extension for the lab? I don't know how the people know that they send me. In the weekend this weekend I got 2 emails, and previously I got some emails. It is unexpected that if they do not know who is the course instructor. Okay. For lab course, do not contact me, please. I do not teach any lab course. Okay. And we are discussing object-oriented programming principles both in C# and Java perspective. So you have to understand both. Okay, wherever there is a difference, I usually and I will mention the difference. Definitely I do. So in some point you need to write code and understand program, and you may encounter a problem in your test either in C# or in Java completely. Okay. So if you get a question in C#, you cannot tell that I do not take C#. This course you are learning both C# and Java. You understand? So all program I discuss in Java is your program. All program I discuss in C# is your program. So for the test 3, I converted these are the program, right? These are the program mainly I discuss abstract class vehicle in C#, in Java, and C# and Java language. These are the two languages we are discussing here. So you need to understand code in both C# and both Java. So these are the 3 programs we discuss. For instance, again, let me show inheritance vehicle class, inheritance abstract class vehicle, and abstract class and interface vehicle. So if you understand this program, an abstract class with vehicle, you should understand that with another class like an animal class or furniture class or computer class. Okay, concept is same. Okay, so if you do not understand these 3 programs, you will not pass in the upcoming test. So please practice this, and these are not the thing that you will memorize. So let us see our schedule, and we are in the second half of this course. So okay, in our last lecture we discussed string operation, right? String operation is different from output is different in terms of Java and C# perspective for some cases, especially where for the substring method, and you will get some questions with substring method, and you need to understand those, do some practice with substring method. Maybe I should have some program string substring. Yeah, hello world string operation. So I have some programs using string operation. Yes. Okay, for this one, let us see. So especially the substring method, it is a distracting method. Okay, so still sometimes I confuse and I forget. So for your test you need to do some practice in order to remember. Okay, the substring method, if for instance, let us do substring method has different number of signature format, it's overloading method. Okay, so sometimes it takes 1 argument, it takes 2 arguments. So for instance, the line number 15 okay, it takes one argument, okay, and line number 7 it takes 2 arguments, 7 to 15, okay. So it may take first argument maybe 0. For instance, if it is 0, okay, let me give this program in a string operation example 1. String operations okay, for this one 0 to 14, all string is a collection of character. In general, when you declare a string or assign value, we assign within double quote. In some languages it uses single quote like Python. But when we put output, we say output, we do not get in double quote. We get output without double quote. But when we count the characters, we do not count the double quote. Okay, so we count from this I. This is my first character with index 0. Then space is index 1. Then this L is index 2. Then I is index 3. Then 4, 5, 6. Like it goes this way. So it says we need to get substring OOP. This is my string dot substring starting from 0 to 14. So what is my 0 is I. Then let us go, I is 0. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, including this dash sign. It will print. Okay. Let us do a different version of this one. If we say this substring 0, okay, then what we will be printing? So when we do string operation, any string operation, the original string become unchanged. So whatever we are getting using this, you see that this original string OOP is unchanged. This is why string is immutable. Once you declare a string, if you do any kind of operation of this string, then it should be changed, right? For instance, in other type variable, for instance, if integer type variable, if you do some operation of integer type variable, increment or decrement, then it would change permanently, right? But string operation does not work that way. So string is immutable. That means whenever you create a string with OOP, its original value is unchanged. Whatever do you do with other methods, there are temporary effect, okay, within only that line. So here I said I displayed 0 to 14 character, that is my 0 to 14 characters, and I said 0 is here string substring 0, that means it is starting from 0th character, 0th index. So what is 0th index? I, right? And then instead of 0, if I start with 3, what will be my output for this line? What do you think? Sorry? Okay, so 0 is this one, okay, and then 1 is this space, 2 is this space, and 3 is I, right? So it will start from IKE. Don't like LIKE, okay? So in order to get, I say like, then I need to start with 2, right? A little bit confusing. Okay, you will get some question in your test using string operation, but If you do not give attention, you will lose point. Okay. And here, for instance, if I want to print only this part, object-oriented programming, what do I need to do? Where do I need to start from? So we need to get this index, right? So I just 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my 7th character. So I need to start from 7th character. And space is also a character. Space is also count as a character. There is a method, it's called string length method. In Java, it has length as a method, and then C# length is a property. So you got it, right? So you said object-oriented programming, and say if you say, for instance, length method. So in your test, this one is complicated, right? So if from you need to count reverse length. What is my reverse length? How many characters are there? That minus 3. If reverse length is, for instance, 20 characters, then length by reverse dot length minus 3 will be 17. So then starting from second character 0, 1, 2, it will go to 17 character, for instance, like this. It works that way. Okay. And one more thing, just if I start with 1, then what will be my output for this one? Then it will start including this back, this space. Okay. But space is not visible over here. But we can see that it start with this space because there is a space in the front. So this is okay, and this program, if I say string operation 1, I want to repeat C#, yes. I start with C#. So I want to convert this program in C#. So what changes I need to do? Yeah, please help me, C# people. So in C#, we can write in string as in lowercase or uppercase. Usually lowercase is default, okay? But you can stay in uppercase. So we need to convert this system.out.println by console.writeline, right? Okay, what other changes we need to do? Okay, who are taking C# lab, please help me. Okay, the length is a field. You cannot use length method, but maybe it is in uppercase, right? Is it in uppercase or lowercase? It should be in uppercase, C#. Okay, length L is in uppercase. Okay, what is that one? Line number 11. Okay, so this one. Still this one expecting what is then wrong. Line number 18. Line number 18. I did mistake over here. Line number 18. Okay, I mistake 1. I did 1. Okay, the substring method it is complaining. String does not contain the okay. Another change. You should tell me, Jarek. Substring is in C sharp, S is in started with uppercase. S is in upper. S is in upper. Okay, it works both uppercase and lowercase. But the substring method is must be in, and maybe string is in uppercase. Nah, it does not like me. That's one. Substring. So which line number? Okay, so it is given unhandled exceptions. Okay, so we did not use any exception handling, but because it is getting an error from Mississippi River. What this line? Okay. So it exceeded the so in order to do this we need to get length minus 1. It should go. If I say length minus 1, then it should work. Okay. So let us understand the main difference in substring method across Java and C sharp. An important thing. Okay. So if you start from 0, then there is no issue. So for this one, started from 0 to 14, you got so you got I like object dash, right? And then in Java we got I like object dash. But if you start the substring method, if you do not start from 0, then there is a difference between C++, C sharp and Java. For instance, if you start from 2 over here, and here if you start from substring method 2 over here, not 0, starting index is not 0, okay, then there will be a difference. Let us see the difference here, output here in Java first. So it's hot over here. Okay, for this one I got like object dash, right? The second line, I'm taking the output of second line. I got like object likes dash. Everybody please give attention. Like dash object, like space object dash, and if I run this program in C sharp, then I got like object dash or. You know the difference here? So here that means it is starting from index 2 and it is going next 12 character. So if I count the characters, li key 4 characters, then space is 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Starting from 2 and it is going to next 14 characters. And here it is starting from 2 and ending at 14, not 14. That means it is going 14 minus 2, 12 characters. It is going 12 characters. You count this, it will be 12 characters. Like is 4, then space is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 characters. This is the difference. Okay. So this difference is minor. So in your test, if you get like question like this, you can write output in one language, either C sharp or Java. When you grade, you will understand. You don't need to mention C++ output, C sharp output or Java. We understand both output. As long as it is correct in either format, you will get point. But you will lose point for only single character sometimes. For instance, for this one. For this one, if your output does not contain this dash, you will lose point. Okay. So the only way to understand this is just practice. Okay, anyone has any question about string operation? String operation is the most important thing that for all programs, starting from the hello world program, right? We start writing a program. All programs deal with some kind of string operation. For in your computer, you see that this menu, submenu, all of these are string operations. These are defined as string. So if you are proficient in string operation, then you will be a good programmer. And in your job interview, okay, for your job interview, you will be asked some questions about string operation. Especially there are some programs that you should practice. For instance, how to reverse the string. Although there are some built-in methods for reverse string, changing all to upper case or all to lower case. So in your interview, you will be asked to write your own method to do, like for instance, string reverse string, without using a built-in method. So that you will learn in your data structure and algorithm class. Okay, but I'm just giving, if you have time, then you can do some practice that are out of the context of this course. Just you are getting familiar with string in this course, string operation. Okay, so let us see our schedule now. So in your test in the next week, right? What is the test? Next week or? Huh? Next week, next Thursday, right? 27th. Okay. Okay, so the test will cover week 4 to 6. What is 4 to 6? Inheritance, polymorphism, abstract class, interface, event handling, GUI programming, and string operations. That's it. So far we discussed. Okay, and tonight we will discuss an important thing, easy, okay, reference parameter. Let me see if we have some existing slides. Okay, so the reference parameter, you are familiar with method, right? How a method works, and the method return types and return statements. You also are familiar with this method structure, how to call a method and parameter. Okay. Let me see. Okay, I know what are inside. So, okay, how many minutes that you have? 17. Give attention for the next 20 minutes. Okay, that's it. If you give attention for the next 20 minutes, you will get one question for your test. Okay, 20 points for 20 minutes. Okay, 1 minute, 1 point per minute, right? Okay, if you lose attention, you will lose. Okay. So you are familiar with parameter, right? What is a parameter? An argument? Okay, whenever we declare some variable within parentheses or header line of a method, then that variables are called argument, formal argument or parameters, right? And when we call that method, we pass value against those arguments. Those are called actual parameters. Okay, for instance, here x and y both are integer type parameters. Whenever we call this add two numbers method, we will use this. We will pass two values, for instance 5 and 10. And 5 will go for first variable x and 10 will go for the next variable 10. Right? This is simple. Okay. Why do we use parameters? Anyone have an idea? Okay, pretty close, but very simple answer is that we use parameter in order to pass data from one method to another. In order to pass data from one method to another method, that means in real life, how do we communicate? By passing information, right? How do we communicate? When I ask you a question, then you reply, right? So that is why we are calling data passing or communication, right? If I ask you what is your name? Huh? Milo. What is your name? Mason. Milo, Mason. What is your name? James. So I ask same questions, but I am asking your name, right? And you are passing your name, Milo. You pass your name James, and you pass your name Mason. So three people, you pass three different values, right? To me. I'm the caller of this method, right? The method is my question. This is how in our real life we pass data, communicate. Okay, we communicate each other through passing data. So asking question and replying answer, right? So in program, a method pass data to another method, or a method communicate with another method just by passing arguments. Okay. So this argument passing can be done in two ways. For instance, here I'm calling this add two numbers method by 5 2. That means 5 is going for x and 2 is going for y, right? Everybody understand that? So they do returning 5 plus 2 7, right? Okay. Do you understand this? Now let us come to a critical situation. The message passing or argument passing is two types. There are two ways to pass argument. Okay, one is called call by value. Another is called call by reference. So in the previous example, I just showed you over here, calling this method. So who will be the in general caller of this method? Main method, right? The main method, we will call this method in the main method, right? Or in another method. For instance, by default main method. So here main method is the caller. So main method is passing this value. And the way it is passing as call by value. So that means this main method is calling this method by passing value. First value for x, second value for y, right? This is called call by value. Call by value, okay? It's calling a method by a value, okay? But there is another way, it is called call by reference. Call by value is simple, but call by reference is critical, and some languages allow it and some languages do not allow it. So here we are discussing only two languages, right? We're learning two languages, Java and C#. So Java uses only call by value. Java does not allow call by reference. So life is simple. Okay. So if I would teach only Java here, I would not cover this topic because Java does not have call by reference. Okay. C# and C++ use both call by value and call by reference. So far we got idea about call by value, right? You understand what is call by value? Just calling a method by providing some value. This is straightforward. Good. Call by reference is critical something. In C++, anyone knows C++ here? C++ language. You know, sometime. You know any other pointer? I know. So the pointer and Java and C# do not have pointer. The handling pointer is difficult. Yes, so this is why Java and most modern languages they get rid of pointer. But sometimes still need to pass. Okay, in C++, pointer is used to execute call by reference. Okay, but Java does not have pointer, so Java does not have call by reference, and vice versa. But C# uses the ref keyword and out keyword. There are two keywords, ref and out. There is a minor difference between these two. C# uses ref and out keyword for executing call by reference. So now let us understand what is call by reference. Okay. That is what I will tell only one time and you will understand. Everybody please give attention and stop whatever you are doing. Yes, please. Can you please turn off your phone? Yes. Can you please turn off? Everybody please. I will tell you one time. If you understand, then you will never forget. But if you do not understand, you will never understand. Okay. Sometimes we invite some guest, right, at our home for a party or for any social gathering or something. So if we invite some guest, and if your guest tells you that, oh, I don't like your home, there should have a window over here, you should have a door over here, right? For instance, if your guest asks you to make some massive change at your home, do you like it or do not like it? Okay, usually do not like it, right? But remember that if the guest is someone special, or one of your family member or maybe an expected family member, then you may care it, right? Right? If your brother or sister, for instance, or your fiancé or someone give you a condition, okay, I will marry you if you have a window over in this bedroom, right? Then I will. Other than in that case, you may consider that, right? So that your guest, there are maybe two kinds of guests, right? One kind of guest has a power to make change the host property, right? Another kind of guest may not have that power. If you invite me, and if I tell you should have a window over here, you will not care, right? In general. So, but if your guest is someone special, then definitely you will care. But let us think that you will care. So that means if your guest has access to change your property by telling you or by himself or herself, that is called call by reference. So through a call by reference way, for instance, a method that you are calling can change the caller method or host property. through call by method, okay, call by reference, okay. But through call by value, the guest does not have authority to change host property. Do you understand? What is call by value and call by reference in real life? Yes.
Can you not change the call value in the
I will go, maybe it's easy if I go and into live example. Like program. So let us understand first what is call by reference is doing here, right? So call by reference, through a call by reference way, a method can change the caller or host property. Right? You understand so far? Is easy? But the call by value method cannot change host property. For instance, this is very simple one, okay? Two different sentences, okay? Do you understand? Okay, call by reference is special guest who has authority to change the host property. That's it. But a call by value is a method or a guest that does not have authority to change host property. Right? Okay. Okay. Now let us see an example. What do we mean by change this and not? So in C# there is a special keyword, it's called ref. Another special keyword that is called out. These two keywords are used to execute call by reference. Okay, so if you understand, for the next 10 minutes you should be clear. Let us see. So in order to explain call by value and call by reference, I need to use either string variable or string object or the method. There are some slides over here, there are many slides over here. You can try with this slide, but at the end you have to come up with my story, that if you want to remember this. Okay, so the thing that what is doing, let me do it with an example. So if you go to my Replit account and search for reference parameter, example 1, example 2 and example 3, there are maybe 3 examples, whatever you go. So please practice this program. If you give attention over here in this program, then you will have crystal clear. Okay, so let us understand what does this program do. Okay, so this is the main method, very simple program. It has only two methods, right? One main method and another method, do it. What does the do it method do? It returns a value, integer type value, and it takes two parameters. Okay, one is integer type A and another is integer type B, but let us make this one is ref and another is not. These are not ref, another is ref. For instance, let us understand this way. So here the difference, look at the difference. This A is a reference type, okay, and B is not reference type, B is regular type. Okay, here that means, you remember, let us connect it with my story that A is reference type, A is your special guest who has authority to change its caller value, right? So who is the caller for do it? The main method, right? Here main method is the host and do it is the guest, right? Okay. Now let us understand what the main method does over here. So main method has two variables, one integer type x, another integer type y, and x has 55, y has 50. So very straightforward. and it is calling do it method with ref x and y. That means whenever it is calling the do it method, it is passing x, that means 55 for x, right? And it is passing 15 for y. You understand? So far it is clear, right? Okay, so then when the do it method is calling, then what does the do method do? Do it method do. So do it method, what it is doing, okay, it has some extra power, so it is trying to practice its power. What is this? It is incrementing whatever value it gets for a, it increments by 12. And whatever value it gets is decrement by 42. Maybe let us make it simple. Maybe 10 and then 20. Let us make it simple calculation. Okay, so here, so do it method, what it is doing, it is not printing a and b as is. But before it is printing a and b, it is doing some playing some game with a and b, right? What is the game over here? It is changing a, that it does not like a value, so it wants to increment by 10, right? And it does not like b value, so it also in decrement by 20. So then it is printing a equal to a plus this is space b. So that at this point what it will be printing over here. So okay, so do not misunderstand with this value. Okay, so this is old value, I'm changing over here. Okay, do not confuse about this. So because, okay, sorry, let me go it back with original, then it will work. So what it will do, let us understand this one. So when do it method is called, which statement will be executed first, this print line or this print line? The print line within do it, that will be printed first, right? Yes. So this line will be printed first. So what will be printed? A. What is a value over here? Originally it was passed a value 55. Then it will be printing 55 plus 12, 67. Then there is some space, and it will be printing after that. So it will be doing 15 minus 42 equal to negative 27. So it will be printing these two lines, right? It will be printing this. After that, what it will return? What is a minus b? What is a over here? 67, right? 67 minus negative positive 27, right? Plus 27, right? Okay, can you please do this calculation for me? 94. Okay, for now, for instance, 94. Then after it come back here, we'll come back here, right? Line number 9. Then what it will print over here? X. Then what is x over here? Okay, do not look at this code, okay? Do not see this code. Okay, what is 67? Okay, so it is my guess, it is special power. It is changing the value, argument value, or that means a value that is corresponding to x over here permanently. So it will make x equal to 55 plus 12, 67, right? And then press, and y equal to, okay, y equal to what will be printing over here? Okay, for now let us forget about y. But now what is the z value it will be printing? So z value is the this value, right? 67 minus negative 27, that is 94, right? Okay, and then what is the y value? That is the main learning point here. What is y value to be printing? The main point is at 2 points, x value and y value. Z value is clear. Sabi, you understand from the back? Okay, what is x value and y value? Okay. So x value, for x is a reference, special case, right? It is allowed to change the x value permanently. So x value will be original 55 plus 12, 67. But the y value will be changed here temporarily. Since this y value is not a reference type, this is a normal call by value. This is a call by value, and this is working as call by reference. So then it will print the original y. Original y was 15. Y will be changed only here, this perspective, second argument, but not here. So let us see. This will not work because I changed this type. It will not work, okay, because I changed the original. See, so y value will be 15. It will not match with this my commented output because previously it was ref type. So do not look at the output over here, okay. So let us understand. So first one, it is printing 67, and the second 67 is coming from 55 plus 12, 67, and b value is coming from 15 minus 42 equal to 27. That's good. And here, when it is coming back here for this one, it is printing x. X is permanently changing over here. It's reference type, right? So x will be 67. Then, but y value will be 15, not 27. Why 15? Because y is called by value method, but x is called by reference method. Call by reference method has a power to change the host property. What is the host property here? X and y. Yes. You have a question? In your test, you will be given some code. For instance, if you get this code and if asked what will be the output of this line and what will be the output of this line. If you do understand, then it's clear. If you do not understand, then here is critical thing. Okay, now let us go back. What is so now if I say ref here and if I say ref over here, then what will be my output? Will the output be same? Then y value will be changed here permanently. You see that y value also is changed permanently. So Janak, you understand? Everybody understand? Yes. Okay. How many of you understand? I will check it after test. How many of you understand? Okay. And how many of you mess up? So now I have at least 3 programs. If you go to my Replit account, and if you search for reference parameter example 1, example 2, and example 3, all these 3 are C# problem. Please practice this. If you practice this, then everything is clear. Then go to the slides and then you will understand everything in the slide. Karen, practice it, okay? Okay, good luck. And then maybe there is the give me 1 minute, please. Is there any homework quiz due? Is there any quiz due this weekend? Okay, there are 2 quizzes due, quiz 4 and quiz 5. Do not forget it. I will not be able to give you an extension. And thank you so much.